Good evening. Tens of millions of pounds are being pumped into public transport across the West Midlands in a bid to entice more rush-hour commuters out of their cars.
An £80 million scheme will see 300 new buses on the region's roads and see the introduction of the Swift Smart Card, similar to the Oyster scheme in London, where passengers flash pay-as-you-go cards on buses and at ticket barriers. Today's bus announcement comes as the £130 million extension of the Midland Metro Tram system gathers pace in Birmingham city centre. A fleet of new trams are currently being built in Spain. In a moment, our transport correspondent Peter Plisner will be reporting from the factory there. But first, Joanne Riddle on the plan to transform travel on the buses.
300 new buses are coming to the West Midlands, all part of an £80 million investment, and this is what it'll mean.
Better services, more punctual services, faster journey times, as well as easier ways of buying your ticket, and that helps get the local economy moving.
So reliability then, can you guarantee buses won't be late? Because that's what puts a lot of people off using them, doesn't it?
I don't work on guarantees, no, I can't guarantee anything. The roads are congested. But what this will help to do is improve road congestion and improve punctuality.
Cashless travel with the so-called Swift card is available with some bus companies. It'll be rolled out with the biggest fleet, National Express, by the end of the year. But will it mean cheaper fares?
Well, this is a matter really for the commercial bus operators to decide on what sort of discounts they are offering. What we do know is that some of those commercial discounts are already being offered by one or two operators already.
Part of the investment will also pay for more real-time displays at bus stops like this one, and technology for more talking bus stops for visually impaired.
Next buses to depart from this standard service.
An upgrade to Dudley bus station and a brand new one at Merry Hill is also on the cards. But what do the passengers who make 1 million bus journeys a day in the West Midlands think?
It's all very well people providing the government, saying we're going to provide jobs, but if you haven't got the transport to get to the jobs, it's not much good. So public transport is vital.
The more we can use public transport, the better. And if it's better quality, better service, great.
They're always late, especially the 28's always late.
National Express says it's improved punctuality by 10% in the last year. Passengers, it seems, though, remain sceptical. Joanne Riddle, BBC Midlands Today, Wolverhampton.
Meanwhile, the first of the fleet of trams is about to be shipped here from Spain to run on the Midland Metro extension in Birmingham.
Our transport correspondent Peter Plisner has been given exclusive access to the Spanish factory where the trams are being built.
If it's a European city, there has to be trams, a modern, stylish and highly efficient way of getting people around. Here they've had trams for 4 years and they've proved extremely successful. 25 million passengers a year use these trams, and part of the reason is that they travel through the heart of the city centre. They're highly visible and that means people are much more likely to use them. It's hoped the same will happen in Birmingham. And for Zaragoza Council, the coming of the trams has meant a much more pleasant city centre.
The city has improved in terms of being more comfortable, and it's now much easier to get around for everyone, with more cycle lanes, the trams themselves and better parking.
And that revolution in transport looks set to continue. Local manufacturer CAF has won a £40 million contract and is busy building 20 new trams for the West Midlands. It's already the source of much pride at the Zaragoza factory.
After 2 years of hard work and engineering and production stages, having these vehicles now running in Birmingham would be a pleasure and more than an emotion for us.
And this is the result of all that hard work. An exclusive glimpse of the first tram to come off the production line, now undergoing final testing before being shipped to the West Midlands. At £2 million each, these trams are much longer than the existing vehicles, which means they can take many more passengers. Inside, they're light and spacious. I love the way you can see all the way down the tram. These vehicles can carry 200 passengers. The old ones could only carry around 150. All in all, a much more modern travelling experience.
I can tell you the people in Birmingham will absolutely love this,
And Midlands Today cameras were there when the man in charge of modernising the Metro came to see his new trams. Jeff Inskip maintains that they'll make a big difference.
These trams are much wider, much longer than the older trams, and they're very clean lines. And when you're looking through the tram now, you'll see that you can see from 33 metres from the front to the very back, and it'll just give the lots of space that people really want.
Alighting from the old trams at the current Metro terminus at Snow Hill Station, most commuters are looking forward to the changes.
Because it's closer to where I work, so it'd be great for me.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, we'll use it. We'll all use it.
People that's trying to get to the other side of town, it's quite a walk.
After years of planning, this virtual image will soon become reality. The first tram will enter service in the spring of next year, and once the extension is complete in 2015, trams will finally return to the streets of Birmingham.
And Peter joins us now from the Midland Metro tram depot at Wednesbury. Peter, let's start off by talking about the trams. Were you impressed with what you saw in Spain?
Yes, Nick, I was very impressed. They certainly look the part. It's a tried and trusted design. CAF, who've won this order, have made this kind of tram for several European cities, including, as you saw, in Zaragoza itself. They've made some modifications for UK use, but ostensibly it's a tried and trusted design, and it's a world-class tram for a world-class city.
Yeah, and how much difference will the new trams make?
Well, they will make a difference. They're much bigger than the old trams, which means, as we said, they can carry more passengers. They have better acceleration, and there's going to be 20 of them instead of 16, and that obviously means that they can now introduce what they tried to introduce when the trams were first came on the tracks. That's a 6-minute service, a tram every 6 minutes. They'll be doing that all day. They can do it at peak time at the moment, but I think Centro want to see that happen all day long.
As far as the buses are concerned, listeners to BBC WM this morning were still worried about the issue of reliability of the service.
Yeah, that is an issue. Just have a look over here. We've got one of the new single-decker buses. 20 more of these will come to the West Midlands over the next few months, and of course 300 in total over the next 5 years. But reliability is still an issue. We need more bus lanes. That's what many people say. We need more priority measures, because ultimately, if buses get caught in the same congestion as cars, it's hardly going to encourage many people to switch.
Yeah, and what about this new Swift card? How important is that?
It's very important. This bus has an attachment on it which allows you to swipe your card. Basically, it means that you don't have to buy a ticket. You just charge up your card either online, or you do it at, say, a newsagent. All you do then is head on the bus and swipe your card, as has been said. Now, this is very similar to the Oyster card in London, which was introduced about 10 years ago. It's been very successful. Yeah, revolutionised travel, in fact. At the moment, only on the buses here, but it will be extended to the trams and indeed the train in the next few years.
Peter, thank you.
Coming up later on in the programme, we'll be talking to the